Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into an objective, chronological journey exploring literally humanity's oldest, most stubborn mystery. We're tracking the history of unidentified aerial phenomena, tracing the data and the reports from the very dawn of human civilization all the way up to modern-day NASA investigations. I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through this and unpack what the historical and scientific records actually tell us.
So, let me ask you a question to kick things off. What has humanity watched since the very beginning of time, yet still cannot fully explain? The answer, of course, is the sky. Every single night, billions of us look up and see stars, planets, and, well, mostly silence. But across history, across cultures and continents, something highly unusual has always been reported, not just a handful of times, but thousands of times. Unidentified objects moving across our skies remaining stubbornly unexplained.
Okay, let's dive into this. Way back, long before airplanes, satellites, or even the concept of a telescope, completely isolated ancient civilizations were consistently reporting unknown aerial phenomena. Think about that. In ancient Egypt, you've got temple carvings depicting fiery circles moving across the heavens. Over in ancient India, Vedic texts describe vimanas, these flying machines capable of high-speed travel. Chinese historical records talk about mysterious heavenly lights, and ancient Mesopotamian clay tablets literally describe glowing objects in the sky.
And that brings us to the absolute core of this mystery: objects in the sky, intelligent movement, and unknown origin. What is truly mind-blowing about the historical record isn't just that one single culture mentioned this. It's that completely unrelated, geographically isolated civilizations described exactly the same phenomena. The descriptions of this unexplained intelligent movement in the sky are virtually identical, no matter where or when you look in the ancient world.
Fast forward a bit, and the modern era begins.
Sightings actually evolved right alongside human technology. By the 1800s, newspaper archives were already bursting with reports of mysterious metallic, silent airships floating over cities in the US and Europe. But the real game changer, that happens right after World War II. In 1947, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold spotted 9 high-speed objects moving in formation over Mount Rainier. He described their motion as skipping like saucers. Well, the press immediately coined the phrase flying saucers, and almost overnight, global reports exploded. The modern UFO wave had officially kicked off.
Now, what's really interesting here is the jarring shift in official statements regarding the famous Roswell incident of July 1947. A rancher finds unusual debris in New Mexico. The initial military press release explicitly claimed, and I quote, "a flying disc has been recovered." But within hours, that statement changed entirely to a weather balloon. Now, regardless of what actually crashed that day, and we are staying strictly neutral on that, this sudden massive pivot in messaging birthed intense global suspicion. It made Roswell one of the most controversial, completely unexplained cases in history.
Which naturally leads us right into formal government and military investigations. As our own technology upgraded, the skies were still full of unknowns. So the U.S. Air Force made increasingly structured efforts to figure this out scientifically. First up, in 1948, we have Project Sign, which was the initial official attempt to analyze these sightings. A year later, in 1949, Project Grudge takes over, with a much more skeptical approach, essentially trying to dismiss the sightings outright. But the phenomena just wouldn't quit, leading to Project Blue Book in 1952. This became a massive, extensive investigation that ran all the way until 1969.
So, the crucial point to take away from all that is the number 701. During Project Blue Book, investigators analyzed a staggering 12,618 cases. And sure, while many were explained as natural phenomena or misidentifications, exactly 701 cases remain officially and completely unexplained. Even the official government documents had to throw their hands up and acknowledge that some of these observations simply could not be explained with the available data. The unknown persisted.
All right, let's bring it into the 21st century, the Pentagon footage and modern encounters.
In our modern era of military aviation, we're talking about highly trained military pilots reporting physics that literally bend our understanding of reality. They're encountering objects with absolutely no visible propulsion systems. We're talking instant acceleration beyond known physical limits and extreme maneuverability without ever producing a sonic boom. Some even demonstrate the ability to transition seamlessly from air to water. And these aren't just fleeting visual blips. These unknown objects are often tracked simultaneously by advanced radar, infrared cameras, and direct visual observation.
You've probably heard of the official Pentagon releases, the famous Tic Tac, Gimbal, and Go Fast videos. The Pentagon actually declassified and released these, validating the visual and sensor data captured by Navy pilots. But their official stance is what's truly fascinating. The objects are confirmed real, but their identity is completely unknown. They validate the data for sure, but strictly maintain that the true nature of these objects is entirely unexplained. It's a genuine, documented mystery.
So where does science step in? Let's look at NASA and scientific theories.
NASA plays this very objectively, as they should. Their official stance is clear. There's no confirmed evidence of extraterrestrial origin, but there are unexplained cases requiring further scientific study. This highlights their neutrality perfectly. They haven't found extraterrestrials, but they openly and honestly admit that certain atmospheric and physical observations in our skies are currently unknown and cannot be fully explained. They recognize the mystery and are actively saying, hey, we need better scientific data.
Let's move to and see how this builds into formal scientific inquiry. Currently, there are 4 competing scientific hypotheses used to investigate these anomalies. Step 1 is the human technology hypothesis. Basically, the idea that these are highly classified aerospace programs we just don't know about. Step 2 looks at atmospheric phenomena, like natural plasma formations. Step 3 considers sensor or perception errors, essentially glitches or misinterpretations of the data. And finally, Step 4 is the non-human intelligence hypothesis, which scientists keep on the table as an open, though entirely unproven possibility.
To really wrap your head around that final hypothesis, think about the James Webb Space Telescope. It has recently revealed thousands of exoplanets, proving that Earth-like planets and complex atmospheric signatures are not rare at all. Modern deep space astronomy proves our universe is incredibly vast and complex. Now, while this doesn't confirm anything about the unknown objects in our atmosphere, it definitely proves the universe has plenty of room for a wide array of possibilities regarding what might actually be out there.
And this brilliantly illustrates the wildest part of this whole shebang: the global consistency. Across continents, cultures, and decades, the reports consistently describe the exact same things: silent movement, high-speed acceleration, and bright luminous structures. From ancient stone carvings to modern military radar, the core descriptions of these unexplained objects have never fundamentally changed. Our technology is upgraded, sure, but the mystery remains remarkably consistent.
So what does this all mean? From ancient civilizations to modern NASA investigations, the pattern remains exactly the same. Something is observed in the sky, and its true nature remains entirely unknown. Science investigates, technology improves, the data piles up, but the final answer is still missing. So we're left to wonder, are we alone in the universe, or are we simply not advanced enough yet to understand what we're seeing? Every time we look at the night sky, we assume it's empty. But perhaps, just perhaps, it's only silent. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep looking up and keep asking questions.